Hello, this is PLN's bookmaker. I'm here to break down the matchups for CarJitsu. Vincent Bryan and Jack Hewitt. Vincent Bryan in his debut was really dominant. He finished the guy pretty quickly, but it wasn't just so much that, it was just the way he controlled the match in general. He's a big kid, Division 1 wrestler. He trains jujitsu at trains jujitsu out of Arkansas at Little Rock MMA, which is important because they're a pretty big spot. They got some names training out there. And he is taking on Jack Hewitt. And I watched a couple of Jack Hewitt's MMA matches. The kid's tough. He's in shape. I think this is going to be a really good matchup. Two really aggressive guys. I definitely favor Vincent Bryan in this matchup based on his experience in the car that he already has. Seems like the newcomers do have a bit of learning once they get in there. But Hewitt is going to be a problem. Again, I went back, watched a couple of his MMA fights. I believe he's 2-0 right now. He is good and he's strong and aggressive. So I feel like this is going to be a really exciting matchup that I do expect to see a finish. I do expect Vincent Bryan to somehow get that seatbelt around him at some point. Or Ground Shark. I think Zach's going to win. I think Zach's going to win in a fucking sudden death victory, is what I think. Both they're really evenly matched up. So what's going to happen is what I expect to happen is for the first round to be really active, both of them to be really aggressive to try to get that finish. And if they don't, if it ends in a draw, then I expect a more strategic second round. That'll probably take a ton of the energy out. Which I expect another draw between the two of them. They're just so evenly matched. And honestly, it's more on the Zach Moore side of the strategy here. It's kind of what he showed in most of his matchup. And then when it gets in the backseat, most of our matchups, once they get to the backseat, they do tend to be more strategic, where it's less aggressive. And I don't mean as if they're not being aggressive, but they're trying to position themselves so that if they get to sudden death, they'll have an easier time getting to the jujitsu position. So, like, we've had a few matchups like the Minsky cardio one was a good example, where when we got to the sudden death, it was a quick finish because of where they were. And if you watch the last about minute and a half of that sudden death, it was Minsky just kind of sitting with position, waiting for that timer to go off so that he could win. And Zach is pretty good at stuff like that. And I would guess Car Shark will probably make a mistake trying to get a finish somewhere in that third round, and Zach will get position and then hold that position like a gorilla that he is, and just wait till the end. And Car Shark's awesome. He might be able to pull something from the bottom, but I do expect more to be able to pull this one out with another sudden death victory. Jitsu 14 High Octane premieres this Saturday on Stadium.